Hey everyone, I'm so excited to share with you today. My name is Kimberly Johnson, but my friends just call me Kim. I have some photos of my dogs to share. The blonde one's name is Nala, and the dark brown one is Arya. Nala's a mutt, and Arya's just some sort of a pit bull. But today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I wanted to showcase my personal, educational, and professional background and some of my goals as well. I think it's really important to get to know your classmates because building relationships with your peers can really affect the quality of learning. For example, you can have a text group that helps each other out on homework and things like that. My speech will give some insight into my life by showing you what matters most to me. So first, I want to tell you about how I grew up as well as just about my day-to-day life. I was raised in Gilbert, Arizona. At the time, it was underdeveloped and there was a lot of farmland around it, which was really cool. We were actually on the border of Gilbert and Chandler. Anyways, there were peach picking orchards that we used to go to, and we would make peach jam with them afterwards. So those are some of my fondest memories as a child. That was really fun. So I have 5 sisters and 1 brother. They are not all full from the same parents. Some are step, some are half, but we all grew up loving each other just the same, so they are all the same to me. And so my husband and I have been together 3 years, but we just got married in May. We had a wedding up in Flagstaff in the woods because that's our favorite place to go, and it was just a really beautiful, simple wedding. Also, we recently just purchased a house, which has been such a project, but it's a labor of love, and we're really excited about that. The way that we got our dogs is Bryden had Nala just before we started dating, and then I got Arya right after we started dating. So our puppies are very close in age, and they're just the best of friends. They can't be separated. Some things that Bryden and I like to do together is play pickleball, and we play volleyball as well. We meet up with some groups about twice a week to do that stuff. For me, it's a great way to relieve some stress from school because I get to get some energy out. So that's really fun. We also like to go camping because we can bring the dogs with us. We bring them as many places as we can, even if it means eating outside at a restaurant. We just love to have them with us. Some traveling I've done has mostly been in the US, but I did take a big trip to Northern Ireland for a few weeks. It was a mission trip back when I was in high school, and it was so beautiful there. The other places I've been were in Florida. I went to visit my mom, and we did some sightseeing, some swimming, some snorkeling. I've also been to Texas. I have some family out there. My cousins and my aunt and uncle live out there, so we've done trips to go see them. And also, when we were younger, we used to meet up in Ruidoso, New Mexico to have Thanksgiving together because it was about the halfway point between where we lived and where they lived. Other than that, I've also been to California, which I feel like everybody in Arizona has been to California, but we like traveling out there, and we also have some family out there as well. And the last place that I've been, the most recent place, was to Colorado. We went camping in Colorado. It was about a 10-hour drive to get there with the dogs, but it was just so beautiful, all the mountains, and there was still snow even though it was June. It was just a really cool experience. So after giving you some of the background on my personal life, I wanted to transition into my education. So I graduated from high school at Highland in Gilbert, and my class was huge. This is the thing I feel like I can never relate to other people about having small high schools. My graduating class was over 800. So it was impossible to know everybody there, but we have our own little groups and stuff. Now I am a sophomore at PV, and I'm loving it. The reason I'm at PV right now is because when I originally graduated from high school, I dropped out of ASU during my first semester, and I took some time off to see if education was really something I wanted to pursue. And it turns out I got bored of just working, and I wanted to go back to school, but the right way this time. So now I put my classes as my priority, and I'm really making an investment into my future. My major intended is aerospace engineering with an aeronautical emphasis. So far, I am still working on my associates. I'm going to be graduating from PVCC in spring of 2022, and I'll have an Associate of Science with an emphasis in engineering. I don't know exactly how far I'm going to go in school. I feel like I want to get my master's as well, but I really value education, and I'm trying to learn with everything I do. At PVCC, a really cool thing I was invited to is to be a part of the Phi Theta Kappa academic fraternity. So I joined that, and it's cool because they have scholarships available that the universities will offer you if you have a membership to Phi Theta Kappa, and I think that was probably the selling point for me to join it. Another thing I joined this semester was the honors program at PVCC. I didn't know that it was a thing. I didn't know I was eligible, but I found out and I hopped right on board. So this semester I'll be doing an honors project in my Calc 3 class, and I'm going to be going over SVG files. So that'll be a fun thing for me to learn about. My favorite class that I've taken so far at PV was Calc 2 because it really challenged me, and it was just very different from the other math classes I've had, and I just really enjoyed doing math. My current classes are Calc 3. I'm taking a comparative religion class, which is one of my favorites. It's called Magic, Witchcraft, and Healing. I'm also taking 2 engineering classes. One is statics and one is dynamics, as well as this class, obviously. So after dropping out back in fall of 2016, I got some really good work experience and some life lessons along the way. I've worked at Dutch Bros, Arizona for almost 5 years now, and I've been all over the board. I've been at a bunch of different locations, but I was a barista at first. I climbed the ladder up to be a shift lead, and I did that for a couple of years, and it really gave me time to learn about myself, learn about what I liked and what I didn't like, and how it honestly did affect me wanting to go back to school, because I was like, I don't want to be doing this forever. I want to be working towards something more academic. So I also worked in maintenance, which is basically we just go to all the different locations and we fix whatever they need fixed, like the espresso machines, the hot water machines, pretty much anything they have in the stand, we have to figure out how to fix it. But that was really fun, and after being in maintenance for about 8 months, I decided I wanted to go back to school. So I changed status, and I just dropped down to back to a barista level so that I don't have to really worry about doing extra stuff for work. I just get to go, clock in, come home, and then do homework. The other job that I have is a peer leader at PVCC. I was recommended by a teacher to have the job, and I don't know who recommended me, but I just got an email from, I believe, Jana, and she was asking if I wanted to have an interview for the peer leaders, and I was like, yes, this will be so fun. And it's also a work from home position, which is really good for me because I like to hang out with my dogs and I'm more comfortable in a private environment. In my career, I really want to try to implement having 4-day work weeks. It's interesting, there are studies in Iceland and other Nordic countries that implementing a 4-day work week, this staff get just as much stuff done in 4 days, and they have a 3-day weekend every week, so they're living happier lives, which I think really contributes to just the work-life balance that I try to have. It's hard when you're in school, though. So today I introduced myself, as well as showed you a bit about my personal, educational, and professional background and some of my goals. I was raised in Gilbert. I have a brother, 5 sisters, and my recent husband and I have recently purchased a house for us and our 2 dogs to live in. I still work as a barista and as a peer leader, and I aspire to work in aerospace parts, designing or testing, and I hope to implement shorter work weeks because I want to work to live, not live to work. All in all, I'm really excited to see what life has in store for me next. Albert Einstein said, "Imagination is everything. It is the preview to life's coming attraction." I aspire to tip the scales of the work-life balance and create a better future for myself and for my family. I have appreciated your attentiveness to this introduction about my life. Never Never stop trying to improve and move forward. I'm excited to learn about your lives through your speeches as well. Thanks for listening.